Even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Think about that. Great quote from Will Rogers. It's in the book, The One Thing by 𝗣𝗂𝗍𝗂 and 𝗣𝗂𝗍𝗂. I highly recommend it. You guys will really enjoy it. So if you get a chance, take a look at it. It's on, I think, Audible, and you can get it on Amazon, but really, really good stuff. But here's what I want you to understand. And you probably hear this all the time. There's a lot of different people that talk about this. But the truth is that productivity is driven by purpose and priority. So I want you to answer this question. Think about it. Most of us, we get to see people's results, right? So I want you to envision this iceberg, right? And you know that tip of the iceberg is the only thing out of the water. And that's people's results. That's the result that you see. But way underneath, at the base of it, is their purpose. And that purpose actually drives the priority. It drives the action of what they're actually going to do. So think purpose drives priority. Well, then priority actually brings you to some productivity. You actually get something done. That's what you're doing to produce. But what most people see is the result at the top. So let's go back for a second. Think about your purpose. It's going to drive the priorities that you have. It now drives the productivity that you have. So your ultimate success or result comes from the things that you do. And the things that you do actually produce that little bit out of there that people see that result, or they see your success. Think about this, because we think about it all the time. And I like to think they talk about it in different books and things about productivity being above the surface. But I don't believe it's always above the surface, because productivity is much greater than that. You see, when you see somebody out, let's say you're driving down the street, you see somebody jogging, right? And they look super fit, they're sweating, they look great, form's good. You're like, wow, look at that person. They're doing it. That's productivity, right? They're producing a result. And so their priority, what could possibly be their priority? Well, maybe good health, maybe, they want longevity and wellness. But what is that ultimate purpose? What does it do for them? What was their purpose to say, hey, I'm going to put this into my life and I'm going to go do it? But you see purpose, the priority, and then you see the productivity a little bit because you see them running down. But what you don't see is how they eat. You don't see how they hydrate. You're not seeing, unless you're around them all the time, right? You definitely, unless you live with them, you don't see how they sleep. And all those are productivity pieces to the ultimate success. So when you see that person with a great body or that looks super fit, you might even catch them at the gym. You might see them for that run. Maybe they're in your office and they bring food to the office, and so that you see them eat well every day because they're preparing that way, right? They're not driving through. They don't come in with a McDonald's sack or what people really think is healthy, a Subway sack, which is still just as bad. You might as well go to McDonald's, right? What I'm getting at is this. Don't think that iceberg, that it's really the result. And you do get a glimpse of people's productivity. But what we need to understand is it's their purpose that drives their priority, that drives that productivity, that ultimately gives them the result. It goes in all aspects of your life. I just gave you a health reference. I gave you a little bit where you can see the difference. But you can go in any aspect of life and find where you're seeing a little bit of productivity, or you even see somebody's incredible results. Think about somebody that you haven't seen in a long time, somebody that you run into them at the store, or a family member that maybe lives in another state or something, and you get together for a holiday, and all of a sudden they walk in and they're super fit, or they've lost 50 pounds, or they look great, their skin, their hair, whatever. You see, what you're not seeing is what drove them there. How did they get there? What was their purpose? And then how did they prioritize their day, prioritize their minutes, their hours, so that they had time to produce those results? Ladies and gentlemen, it comes back down to your purpose. You have to have purpose, because your purpose right this second, you may not even think about it. It's because we don't sit down and actually pull out our journal or pull out our phone or even write and actually put down a purpose. We don't. We just wake up and we go and we get into a rut and we go in, and then we wonder how we're overweight, or we wonder how we got to this job, or we wonder why we're unhappy. We wonder all these things because we've never actually sat down and lined up our purpose. But that opportunity is right in front of you right this second. What do you want? Who do you want to be? What does the best version of you look like? Because it's right there for you. Think about it. Purpose isn't hard to do. It's not some mythical thing. It's not some foo-foo nonsense. What it is it's me just figuring out who I want to be, what I want. Because when I have that purpose will drive the priority. That priority will produce that'll be the productivity that will produce a result. So maybe right now, because you don't have a purpose and you're not really prioritizing very well, but whatever you're doing is producing a result, whether you like it or not. The result may not be what you want. The result may not be exactly how you want it to be, but guess what? It's your result. You want to make it better? Unwind it a little bit. Sit down. Come up with a goal. Come up with a purpose. What is your purpose today? Why do you spin around and sit off the edge of that bed? Why do you put your feet on the ground and get your ass out of bed every day? Why? Because when you figure that out, when you know that, then the priorities of your day will come to light. It will guide you there. And those priorities are going to produce a result. You want to be thinner? You want to be fitter? You want a better job? You want to make more money? You want to have more money? Maybe it's not, you don't need to make more money. Maybe what I need to do is think about it. We could take that same scenario and put it with somebody that you see that's very sick, that has some success financially. And if they have that success financially, guess what? That productivity, remember I said it's just below. You're seeing the result. You're seeing that nice house or the car or whatever they have, or them paying cash for their kid to go to college, whatever it is that you're deeming as success financially. But we didn't see what you're not seeing. What was their purpose? Maybe they started that before they had kids. Maybe they started putting that money into compounding interest accounts. Maybe they started already doing those things and building wealth. Maybe they own multiple properties so that they can have some income. Maybe their money is making money for them, right? That's purpose. Then they have a priority. They're not overspending. They're putting that money where it's making me more money instead of just buying stuff. You see, that produces a result, and all we ever see is the result. But what we fail to realize is you can have it too. You just have to you just have to figure out what you want. You got to come up with your purpose, because it'll lead you to priority, which will produce the result that you can smile, that you can be proud of. It's all there for you. The best version of you just needs to be a purpose. Be on purpose about being the best version of you. All right. That's all I got for you today. That's all the time they give me. And as always, I love you forever. I will be so, so, so grateful if you just share it with one person. Go over to the YouTube channel, give us a subscribe, and share that link with somebody. Find one you love. There's a ton of them on there, just little bite-sized pieces of content that can help somebody. But give us a subscribe, share it with somebody, and then get out there and be the best version of you.